Hello and welcome to Replica Blank Guns, and welcome to the second part of the video called Blank Gun Why, or just why would you want to have a blank gun. So the other reasons that I can think about you want to have a blank gun is if you want to have a certain gun, if you want to collect a gun but your local rules or laws forbid this. For example, as I said in the previous video, if you want to own a Glock replica or you want to own a Beretta 92 FS or you want to own a ISSC M22, but your local rules and gun regulations forbid having this gun, or it's strictly restricted to the military or police forces, you can have it in a blank variant. As you can see, it's very much like the real guns. For instance, this one, the ISSC M22 replica by Seonic, it's very accurate. I had the pleasure to see a real gun like this one. There are very tiny differences in it, so basically some replicas are very well made, and this goes for the Beretta 92 FS replica by Eco, the Rite or Zoraki or the other Glock replicas. They have a little bit difference, but they're also very similar with it. So that's the other thing that I can think about, is that if you want to have or to collect a certain type of gun which you cannot own, you can have it in its replica variant. The other thing that I can think about, don't get me wrong, because I have a video about it and lots of people don't get me correctly what I wanted to say, is basically it's self-defense. I do not recommend using a blank gun for self-defense. I want to make it clear, and don't get me wrong, don't start this again. I don't want to answer everyone once again. I do not recommend using blank gun for self-defense. What I want to say is that if you have no other opportunity, no other chance, no other tool for self-defense or for avoiding the conflict, in some certain situations, which is everything is about for you to decide regarding the situation, using or having a blank gun is better than nothing. So I leave this for you to think about. Everyone can think about how they would react in certain situation, but for me, in the country where I live, I'm from Bulgaria. For instance, I will tell you that in here, if you want to own a real firearm, the procedure is very complicated. It's very expensive as well. And the funny thing is that our laws are like this, that even if you do all the necessary things, you know, medical tests, psycho tests, gun courses and everything, when you go to the police and you tell them that you want to own a gun, it's up to the chief of the police to tell you that will you have a gun or you will not have a gun. It's up to him to decide. It's absolutely personally his opinion. If he don't like you, or if you don't look like a good guy to him, he can just tell you, no, I'm sorry, and he's not obliged to give you any further explanations. You're just banned and you will not own a gun. So that's why it's very stupid. And in Bulgaria, it's very hard to have a gun license. So basically the scenario that you get the gun out and they shoot you with the real gun is very unlikely to happen. So basically we talk about the other types of special ammo that you can use. You know, you have the PV, which is pepper bullets, pepper rounds, not bullets of course, the CS, CN with different type of quantities. This one is weaker, this one is much stronger, the dark blue, which is almost purple, which is very strong. You know, that's basically a tear gas, and this is tear and choke. It's make your breathing harder. And this is pepper. It's awful. This is the strongest one. Basically, these here you can use if you want to defend against people. This one you can use also if you want to defend against animals, you know, dogs and things like this, because they will have effect and then the other one will not. And basically the other thing that you can use, as I told you, that's the stop ball adapter that I showed you recently. You know, you just attach it to your gun. This one, for instance, is made for eco guns. You attach it, it's like the flare adapter, but it uses these hard rubber balls. They're very heavy. You just stick the ball inside. I'm not gonna get it any further. And then you shoot a blank and it shoots the ball very hard. It's like they hit you with a rubber hammer in the chest. It really stops. But as I told you, it's up to you to decide. If you think that you can scare someone by waving the gun and avoid conflict, maybe you can do it. I said once again, I don't recommend it, but if you are gonna do it, it is possible that it will help. It's of course possible that it will make the situation even worse. Once again, I told you, it's up to you to decide regarding the certain situation. And the other reason that I can think about for having a blank gun is its price. I can tell you this for sure. If you want to own a Glock in Bulgaria, it will worth about, I think it was about 600 euros to have a Glock 17 or something like that. I think it was about 600. Beretta 92 FS, of course, it's about, I think it was about 500 or 550 euros, something like that. A blank gun costs you about 60-70 euros, so it's about 10 times cheaper. So you can see, once again, that's, I think it's a good reason for owning a blank gun if you can't afford a real gun. So that's it for this part of the video. Another one coming up soon. If you like my videos, you know, you can also comment in the comments below and tell me what's your opinion about it. Thank you and goodbye.